battled many adversities, so I really don't know where to begin. But I
Yeah.
can tell this for sure that it is
Wow.
in the face of an adversity that, seeds of the greatest personal growth journey that you will embark on will be sown. So, for me, I don't look at adversities as negative experiences, but they're rather blessings in
Yeah.
disguise, because they have made me more, they made me stronger and more resilient, right? So, for
Yeah.
instance, I wanted to share this one story that I never got myself to share before.
Sure.
So, as you can see, I got a lot of medals when I was a kid. I was a super bright kid, extremely intelligent, very studious. So, I was the topper everywhere. And but then I was, because I was very brilliant in my school years, naturally everybody was very super confident in my abilities to crack all the entrance exams, say in for engineering,
Hmm.
especially in India, where IIT JEE, IIT Advanced, IIT Mains, these are considered
Yeah.
like life-changing exams. So what happened
Yeah.
was, uh, I, I I cracked those exams. The thing is, it was not that I couldn't crack the exams. I cracked all those exams. I got a very good rank in JEE Mains. I could have gotten in the best college, the best branch.
Wow.
But when I went to NIT Calicut. I had a few health issues there, and I was rendered with a health condition that forced me to
Wow.
come back to Hyderabad. Right. So, and that has been a very challenging phase in my life. And most of what I went,
Wow.
most of what I went ahead and did in my college, be it, the extracurricular activities, or, the leadership activities, it was mostly because, I was trying to fill a void, because I knew that, oh, I could have gotten in this branded college, which was looked at as, a great achievement or a great feather in my cap, but I
Yeah.
did not. So it was mostly what I did later in my, during my college. It was mostly to, kind of fill that void and to bridge that gap. But then I realized that it was not about studying in a branded college, but it is about creating a brand for
Yeah.
yourself, like where you are the brand. For example, your brand, right? So
Absolutely.
right. So
Yeah.
it was about that. And I think I wish more and more students know this before and don't take as late as I did for realizing something as simple and fundamental as that, you need not belong to a particular college just to be perceived as smart or intelligent.
Absolutely.
I knew that I was capable. I cracked all the exams with flying colors. But, I had a situation where I couldn't stay in NIT Calicut, and I had to come back, to Hyderabad and live in my hometown.
Wow.
But I guess, that adversity also changed me as a person. And today I look at physical fitness and, the health as it's such an integral part of who I am. And, I work out every day. I do weights, I do push-ups, I do yoga very, very well. And I do functional
Wow.
fitness, name it, and I have taken the training for it. So, and the fact that I am so physically fit today and so healthy today, and I've made health and fitness such a big priority in my life, was because of the adversity I faced. So, so
Wow.
no adversity, should be looked at in negative as a negative experience, because there's always something positive about it. And there's always a huge learning that you can take away from it.
Yeah.
So if it
Yeah.
doesn't kill you, it
So,
makes you
so,
stronger,
so
right?
talk to me. It's such a powerful story, what you said, Nikhila, and specifically cracking a top school, and then because of your personal health situation, you're not able to attend, and then you come back. How did you overcome that situation? In the sense, there is a mindset which is needed. It is very, very important that you need to have a very different or a strong mindset to
Absolutely.
really overcome those kind of challenges. How did you go about doing that? Was there any thought? Is there any thought process behind it, or something, a story which you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. I think it is very tough, because there are a lot of people that criticize you for the decisions you make. Even my own family members, for that matter, did not support that decision. They're like, "Oh my God, you're leaving a branded college just because you want to take care of
Yeah.
yourself and be at home." So I didn't receive a lot of support from a lot of people. So all I could do in that situation was to be there for myself. And when in the face of adversity, like I said, is when your greatest personal growth happens. And that was when
Yeah.
I went on a kind of a spiritual odyssey, let's just say, trying to explore the deeper meaning of
Wow.
life. And I went and volunteered at
Very nice.
again community building was something I looked at again, because that was my go-to, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went and volunteered in several places, and I made service a huge part of my life. Right. So by serving others, I could forget
Very
my
nice.
own problems. Right. So I realized that, oh, I thought of my problems as the biggest problems, but there are people who are so much who don't have the privilege that I do. Right. So I think,
Mm.
I did a lot of internships in the social sector as well. So, I've been a keen social
Wow.
worker ever since, and having experienced life in rural areas through my internships.
Yeah.
So there was this 15-day rural village camp that I did. It was a tribal village, and it's an all girls school, and I was the camp leader. And that was a life-changing experience, because I became more sympathetic towards the challenges, towards the developmental challenges that they face in life, and I think that led to the inception of Service Squad, the NGO that I started. So yeah, so I guess it was service
Wow.
played a huge role in my recovery or healing process, for that matter.
What an awesome story, Nikhila. I think there are a couple of things which I want to highlight. One is being a student, the earlier part in your life, right? It's so important to have a services mindset. Going and serving in the community, seeing new places, meeting new people who are underprivileged. Seeing those gives you a completely different experience as a
Absolutely.
result of which you start developing empathy. That helps you build purpose-driven businesses. The mindset what
Absolutely.
you have is to
Exactly.
build, and putting purpose ahead of profit. Those are some of the mindset, and that's the fundamental trait. Going and visiting people and serving them. Kudos to you. Fantastic. So you did several internships during your college, is it?
Yes. Yes, I did. I worked with a
Specifically
lot
in
of
serving
startups.
communities.
Yeah,
Awesome.
serving communities and
Yeah.
startups as well. So
Very nice, very nice. I think this is one of the key takeaways for students as well. If you're a student and if you are in any part, like whether you're a junior, senior, or first year, second year, any of these years, I think it is so important for you to latch on to community service, and specifically traveling. If you can think about going to rural communities and see how people are living out there, and that will give you a shift in your mindset and give you a completely new perspective. That's the way I look at it. Awesome. All right. And so talking about adversity, and this is about more on the entrepreneurial side. When I speak to women entrepreneurs, there is a lot of gap in terms of parity, right? From an opportunity perspective. So did you see, being a woman entrepreneur, do you see any challenges in the startup world or in the entrepreneurial world? And did you go through any adversity, and how did you have to overcome that? If there are any, and if you'd like to share.
yeah, surely. I guess for me, like I said, the biggest challenge was internal. So, it was the
Yeah.
initial stages of forming a company when you know nothing, when you're not, when you don't have access to, people in the industry. It could be very lonely. And, there was a lot of
Yeah.
self-doubt. There was a lot of uncertainty about the future. But I guess I could navigate
Yeah.
all this, like I said, by leveraging the help and support of my incredible mentors and coaches. And unfortunately, I haven't had their support since the start of the journey. I have found them at a much later stage. But then I wish I had somebody like that, that kind of a hand holding, that kind of a support and push can work wonders for somebody who's just starting out. So, and as a woman in particular, there were challenges, and mostly internal more than external, because
Mm.
you tend to
Yeah.
doubt yourself. You tend to doubt your own ability to to be as good as a say a male entrepreneur. So I guess once I
Yeah.
worked with them, I navigated through those challenges with the help of my mentors. There wasn't any looking back. And
Yeah.
I believe today I have no qualms about it. If you have no qualms about it, and
Yeah.
I believe that it's the kind of energy that you put forth. If you put forth an energy
Agree.
that,
Yeah.
right. So if you don't make a big deal out
Yeah.
of, anybody would make as big a deal of whether you're a woman entrepreneur or not a woman entrepreneur becomes as big a deal as you make out of it, right? So if you put forth an energy
Yeah.
or confident energy, I think the same is mirrored back at you. So I've always made sure that I
Hmm.
had no qualms about it, and the same energy has been reflected.
Got it. So would you say it is it like so for example, if for women entrepreneurs specifically, is it easy, difficult to start a business? What is your perspective? And I'm just talking about the ecosystem. Does it allow women entrepreneurs to give enough parity? And is it easy, hard? What is your thoughts around it, or what's your recommendation?
Yeah, so maybe a couple of years ago, there were times like 5 years back, I remember attending a women entrepreneurship summit back in Hyderabad at ISTE. So, the
Yeah.
scenario then, like now that I'm looking at it 5 years later at this point now, I feel like there has been a huge shift. Right, and a positive one at that. So now there is increased
Mhm.
encouragement and support to women who pursuing their businesses and starting up on their own. So I guess there has been a positive change, and there is more encouragement. There are more people willing to support you in your journey. So I guess the change has been positive, and I'm very happy about it. And as Simon Sinek very
Very nice.
rightly says, that it's not that we need more women leaders in the world. We need more leaders who act like women, and women are just tend to be better at that. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Very well said. In fact, the way I look at it is specifically the way to look at promoting women entrepreneurship, specifically in India, is um, having curriculum which is driven for students at a very young age, and specifically if it is an all-girls school, like wherever it is, right? But if we can seed the thoughts of entrepreneurship through learning at a very young age in schools and colleges, I think that will make a significant impact. You quoted several different authors. Are you a good reader? Are you an avid reader? Do you love
yes,
reading?
yes, I love reading, and
Awesome.
I will tell you, actually, my journey with reading has been rather funny because as a kid, I wasn't much of a reader. And my mom really tried to get me into
Yeah,
reading, and my dad bought me a lot of books, but I wasn't into reading. But somehow I loved poetry. And, I was very
yeah,
inspired and moved by, let's just say, William Shakespeare, Rabindranath Tagore, and several poets like that. And I wanted to write. I wanted to pursue writing. I write a lot. I write poetry. I write a
yeah.
lot. I love writing. So I love to express myself through writing. That's how my feelings and expressions find vent. And as we spoke about, that's how I
Wow.
keep in touch with my creative side. So I knew that I couldn't be a better writer, if I weren't a reader. So mostly my journey with reading began because of the vested interest of getting better at writing. But
Yeah,
then when I started reading, I realized that, for me, more than I don't look at reading as an information gathering process, but I look at it as a self-exploratory process, because you don't just read the lines, right? You read in between and beyond
yeah.
those lines. And reading
Agree.
is like a window. Reading is a window where you are transported to the world of the writer, and you're creating your own world in his world. So it's a very beautiful process,
Absolutely.
the journey of reading. So that's how I look at reading as such.
Uh, that is so awesome. So well articulated. Okay, I'm
So
an
thank you.
avid reader. I love
Oh,
reading
that
and
just came. I didn't prepare
getting
it.
getting transported. Just getting transported into a different world, right? It means a lot, and it just opens your neural pathways, and you start thinking. Your gray matter increases. There's a whole lot of
So does
benefits,
learning
and
new
you just
languages. So does learning new languages, right? So
yeah,
it actually kind
right,
of creates new neural connections, and it makes you smarter and think better.
yeah,
And that is why I
absolutely,
wanted to
absolutely.
learn Tamil as well. Tamil, and I'm actually
Oh,
kind of,
really?
yeah, and that's why I'm learning Spanish a little bit. Not very fluent, but yeah, I'm learning.
Awesome. Very nice, fantastic. So Nikhila, what is it that you would like to share with our audience? I may have missed out several pointers which you wanted to share with our audience, and your story is indeed very, very inspiring. All right? You're so well read. You went through some very, very hard situations in your life. You overcame all of that. You started your own business, and you're on a path to being a very successful entrepreneur. I wish you all the very best. But if there is something which you would like to share with our audience as a recommendation for students, what would you like to share? What is your message for the students?
For the students, I would say just stay committed to your goals and seize as many opportunities as you can, right? So through most of the forums that I worked with, Rotary and Toastmasters, what I sought is to, to seize opportunities and to leverage the kind of platform that, those kind of forums provide. So commit yourself to your goals, and it is okay. It is okay not to know what your purpose is right away, because, I struggled with finding what I truly love, because I had an indiscriminate sense of passion for a lot of things, and I didn't know which one to pick. So I read this somewhere, and that was kind of transformative. I can't remember the author, but when you don't know what to do in life, when you don't know what to choose, then do everything with 100% commitment. And when you commit yourself implicitly to no matter what you do, then life will choose what's best for you, and life will never go wrong. So it's okay if you don't find your purpose right away, because trust what you're doing. Just do everything with 100% commitment and seize as many opportunities as you can. So that would be my message. And also for entrepreneurs out there who have, some creative ideas that, hold their imagination and that can actually potentially help people in meaningful ways. So just know that when you have an idea like that, that can help others, it is not your idea anymore. It belongs to others. It belongs to the world. So it is your responsibility to bring it to life, right? So it's both a blessing and a responsibility. And when you have incredible ideas, don't keep them to yourself. You owe it to the world. So bring it to life and put it out there, and make a dent in the universe.
Very nice. Very well said, Nikhila. You were so deep in your conversations. I was just engrossed thinking about what you were saying and processing it. So very well said. And I really enjoyed and loved having this conversation with you. Thank you for investing your time in this tribe and community. I really wish you all the very best. And if there is any way I or our organization can add value in your journey, we'd be more than happy to do that. But
thank you so much.
You are so inspiring.
You're one of the kindest and the most positive people I've ever met. Thank you so much for having me today. It was amazing talking to you. And you're a bundle of insights and positivity and kindness and all things amazing. And I love your content. Big fan of yours already. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you. I look forward to having many more conversations with you. I can talk for hours with you. And what you said about the quote, right, from Alchemist, I'm a big believer in that. The universe, just ask the universe, and the universe will conspire to make it happen for you. All right.
And
awesome.
Another thing
Super.
is,
thank you so much.
And another thing I wanted to say is there's this a book on gratitude by the same author. So the more grateful you are for what you have in life already, the more avenues you open. So it's like gratitude is like a reservoir. So the more you give it, the more you get. So I think it's very important for everybody to practice gratitude on a daily basis, and to understand that they have so much in life already, right? So that'll actually appreciating things in life will appreciate whatever is already there. So I guess gratitude would be another message I'd like to give.
Well said.
Thank you,
well said. Thank you so much.